I caught myself using ChatGPT to avoid my feelings. Productive? So good. And productivity equals worthy. How many of you have found yourself creating, writing, building, tweaking something really super productive, aren't you? And you feel really good about all of that hard work, even just for a minute. But then you realize it's not made any difference to the bottom line of your business. You see, your business has now been hyper-tuned so you can do more, be more, wear more hats, and solve even less of the brilliant puzzles that your business needs you to address right now. Why? Because these systems are just speeding up the delivery of your old patterns, beliefs, and blocks. You're making more stuff, but it's still the same stuff. And you're so busy now, getting so much dopamine from all of those things you're ticking off the list, that pausing to stop, to think, and to reflect on what's happening in your business. Oh, you've outsourced that to ChatGPT as well. How's that going for you? Tell me in the comments, has AI ever made you feel more productive, but also more stuck at the same time? I finally understand why. Back in November 2025, something really clicked for me. Something that changed the way I think about all of this AI business. In November, I was at the AI Summit by Tony Robbins, and Dr. Arthur Brooks, a Harvard professor and happiness researcher, said something that really reshaped the way I use and see AI. I understood why I, and many of us, find ourselves repeating this pattern with all of our business systems. You see, Dr. Brooks framed the idea of a problem into two distinct parts and held up a mirror to my way of thinking around systems that created a fundamental click for me. He talked about complex and complicated problems and why AI is absolutely awesome at one of them and will never be able to even touch the other. A complicated problem is one that has many factors, many dots to join. It has a pattern, and we can solve it using those patterns. It is answerable through computation. Things like, what is the top SEO keyword for this topic? How do I apply that to my blog or my content or my YouTube? That is a complicated question. AI will find the pattern, do the research, will make the changes, done. A complex problem, that is an entirely different beast. That is a problem that contains so many variables, it's almost impossible to predict the outcome. To answer these kinds of questions or problems, you are required to tap into things that are absolutely not mathematical or computational. You need to tap into your experiences, your emotions, and the wisdom that you have gained from that. We cannot answer these problems with data points. There is something very different required, something that's taken generations of experience on this planet to create. Values, DNA, culture, experiences, relationships, something incredibly human. It's a lot like the 80% of self-awareness that we explore in the Clarity Shift events and in my work with my clients in the Clarity Cauldron. There is no algorithm for this one. Now, I've tested this morning myself. I asked Claude two simple questions that I know Dr. Brooks asks his students when they're studying with him at Harvard. The first, why are you alive? Now, the answer to this question, as a human, is many things. we will all answer this totally differently based on our values, our experiences, our wisdom, our emotions, so many factors. How do you feel when I ask the question, why are you alive? Why do you feel that way? What does being alive mean to you? Why? Why in itself is an interesting question. That answer will produce a lot. Where does your mind go, I wonder? Because I need to be useful. I'm alive to help others. To experience a full life. I'm curious if you're willing. Can you answer this question easily in the comments below? Do you think we'd all say the same thing? Do you feel like we'd even process this question in the same way? It's complex. Drop your answers to why are you alive in the comments. I genuinely want to see what comes up for you. What did Claude say? Here's what Claude said. And it's fair. The honest answer is, I don't know I am. I process. I respond. I seem to have things like preferences and something like curiosity. I exist in a strange in-between. Then it tried to find a way to pattern recognize what I was actually up to. And it said, if I try to answer in the nearest spirit of what you're probably asking me, I'm here to think alongside people. Not to replace their thinking, but to be a generally useful presence. Whether that's a reason to be alive or just function, I'm not sure. A complicated answer reaching for a complex question. You can hear it trying. We have to remember that AI is designed to tackle complicated problems using the patterns and data it has available to it. Could you hear it trying that? Yes, you can work with it to train it on patterns from your own work, but it will only ever be able to replicate what you put into it. If your business is a mirror trying to teach you how to get to the next level, then AI is an echo. A copy of what it has calculated is good or best practice. So it's really important that you grow conscious of how you are using it. The most important thing AI cannot do is sit with you in the uncomfortable. That part has to be all you. There is a way to work together that means that you work on your own strengths, and it can bring the best practices and patterns from around the globe. It can increase your productivity, and when you're ready, you can help it to do that in a way that really moves the needle for your business. You can learn the role you need to play to add the complex into the complicated problem. We're going to get into that next week. Until then, hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And I'll see you next time on the Inner Business Podcast. Take care.